Hi friends, my name is Bowie. I use they, them pronouns. Welcome to your training session. If you are new to these sessions, well done for taking the biggest and hardest step, which is watching this video. Starting training can be a bit scary, but it's okay. Just follow along with the session as best you can. I'm going to keep it a nice slow pace, so work with what feels good for you. Try out things that you feel like you can, and if there's something you don't feel like you're up for, don't do it. So this is all optional. You work within your means, what feels good for you, where you're at, rest as you need, and we'll cruise through this together. If you are someone who is returning to the session, welcome back. It's good to know that you're enjoying these videos that we're putting out for you and you're doing some of the good stuff, moving your bodies in the little ways that you feel good about. Now, before we begin, I want to acknowledge that these videos are recorded on the stolen lands of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. Sovereignty never was and never will be ceded, and I pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. Also want to say a big thank you and give a shout out to Queer Space Drummer Street Services. They're rocking it. They're doing a lot of good stuff for our community here in Melbourne at the moment, and big thank you to them. They're helping us bring this stuff to you so that you can move a little bit at home while we're still confined to our respective spaces. Yes. So let's begin. We're going to start with a warm-up. We're going to start at our necks here and moving our heads about, because we don't necessarily do that, especially if we spend a lot of time at a laptop. Heads stay in this one position. So it can be really good, get a little bit of neck movement happening. So you're going to take your ear and you're going to tilt it down towards your shoulder. You're going to keep your hands by your side. You're going to bring your ear back up and you're going to go to the other side. We're going to alternate left and right here. It's nice and slow. We're going to go for 10 each side. So we're about halfway. 6, 7, 8, 9, one more, and 10. Great. Taking your chin now, you're going to point it up towards the roof, and then you're going to tuck it down towards your collarbone. And we're going to go up and down for 10 as well. That's it, just nice and slow. That's 8, 9, and 10. I'm going to finish off our neck movements by looking right and left. Again, 10 in each direction. Taking your time here and trying to keep your chin as parallel to the ground as you can. And just getting to wherever it is that you can get to. We're not trying to force anything here. There's no end goal where you have to be able to reach. It's only where you are at. That's about 7. We'll do a few more. It's 8, 9, one more each side, and 10. Well done. Moving to shoulders now. 2 options here. If you have shoulders that cause you a bit of trouble, give you a bit of pain, you're going to do a shrug. Just at whatever range feels good for you. Using your elbow here as a guide for height there, so don't go to any point where it causes pain here. So keep it nice and low. Shrugs forwards, shrugs backwards. If your shoulders feel good about moving in bigger ways, you're going to take a straight arm and you're going to circle around like that. And we're going to go 10 backwards, 10 forwards, all at one side and then swapping. So we're going to start 10 backwards, whether you're shrugging or whether you're doing a nice controlled windmill arm. It's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and then bringing it forwards. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 5, 6. Notice I'm controlling it the whole time. There's no free spin here. It's very much a lift up and a guide down. I'll do one more. So you don't want to just spin that arm without control. Our shoulders have a big range of movement and we can twinge them quite easily because of that. So take it slow. It's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And they're coming forwards. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Coming to our wrists now. We're going to take our elbows, tuck them into our sides here. Palms are going to face towards us and we're going to circle them. Nice and slow for 10. You might find you get some clicks and pops or all sorts of interesting noises. Totally okay, as long as it's not painful. I think it's about 10. So we're going to go back the other way now. We're going to push the tops of our hands away. Alrighty, moving down to our hips here. So feet are going to be somewhere around hip width apart. Don't go too wide, but don't go too narrow. You'll find that sweet spot for yourself. You want to feel nice and stable here. Hands on hips. You're going to press your hips forward, circle around, stick your butt out at the back, circle back around and around to the front. It's 1. We're going to do 10 like this. So take it nice and slow. You might find you have some octagonal corners more than circular corners, and that's okay. When we get stiff through our hips, they can become quite clunky. I think that's about 6, we'll do 4 more, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and we're going to come back the other way. Take it nice and slow. Whoa, 2 big clicks and pops. Sometimes can be a bit of a surprise, but they're okay as long as it's not painful. It's 4, it's 5, 6, that's it, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great. Moving down to our knees now. You're going to bring your feet either completely together or just a little bit apart, and your hands are just going to rest on the tops of your knees, just to give them a job. Otherwise they dangle about, it's all a bit awkward. So gently resting here. We're going to dip our knees forward, straighten our knees up, and just do these really nice controlled little circles. We're going to go for 10. I think that's about 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And we're going back the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Amazing. And finishing off with ankle circles. So you're going to be on one foot here. So if you need something to help you balance, totally grab that thing. It could be the back of your chair, of a couch or a chair, broomstick, wall, whatever. Doesn't matter. Assist yourself, friend. And when you're ready, you're going to do circles. We're going to go 10 inwards and 10 outwards. 8, 9, and 10. And we're going to back the other way. Imagine you're drawing a circle with the tips of your toes. All right, now that's about 10. So we're going to swap sides and do exactly the same thing. You might notice that you're a bit less stable on one side. That's okay, it can happen. I think it's about 10 and we're going to swap sides. 8, 9, and 10. Amazing. Alrighty friends, we're going to continue our warm up down on the floor. So I'll meet you down there. Here we are friends, on the floor, continuing our warm up. We're going to come onto our hands and knees. Hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips, as best you feel you can. I know it can be hard when you can't really see what's going on. So close enough is perfect. You're going to curl your toes under, lift your knees up off the floor, push your butt back towards the roof. Oh, get a big stretch down the backs of your legs. You can shift your hands forward a little bit here, coming forward, dropping your hips down towards the floor. Coming up, making a big crunches through your back, through your shoulders. It's okay as long as it's not painful. That's it. One more. And coming to our hands and knees. Fixing ourselves up. Sit back onto our heels, take our hands, turn our fingers outwards and around, palms come down to the floor, creep our fingers towards our knees, sit back onto our heels, get a nice big stretch for our forearms. We do not do this very often, and when we spend a lot of time typing, not moving our arms about a lot, our forearms can get very tight. So just getting to wherever feels good for you here. You may not get your fingers pointing to your knees, and that is okay. Wherever they're going to get to, perfect. So don't worry about that. This is not, just because I can get to a certain spot does not mean you have to, at all. You just get to wherever your body feels good getting to. That's it. We're going to flip our hands over now. So tops of our hands are going to come to the floor. Again, fingers are going to point at our knees. Sitting back, making sure the tops of your hands stay flat on the floor here. So whatever position you have to come to make that happen, if you have to come up off your heels a little bit and lift your butt up, totally do that. That's it. Getting a nice big stretch through the outside of our forearms this time. Getting both sides, always a good thing. So just holding, relaxing your shoulders here, making sure they don't shrug up towards your ears. It can be really common. Our shoulders like to do that. They creep upwards. That's it. Flipping our hands over, palms coming down. You're going to sit back up onto your hands and knees here. We're going to, so you can see my arms a bit. We're going to take the inside of our elbow bend and we're going to rotate it outwards towards the front as far as we can, and then towards our feet. So we're going to turn out, turn in, turn out, and in, keeping our hands flat on the floor and just working on getting a nice turn through our forearms here. Wherever that gets to for you, it's all good. That's it. We don't do this one very often at all. It can be a little bit of an interesting experiment. That's it. Staying on our hands and knees. Either tops of the feet on the floor or toes curled under. Either one, it's based on preference. I prefer toes curled under, but whatever works for you, it's all good. You creep your hands forward to a point where their arms are stretched out, but you're feeling comfortable. And then look up and down. That's it. And then left and right, bringing your chin to your shoulder. Nice. Finishing off, rocking forward, sitting back. And creep your hands as far forward as you need to feel comfortable while being on your hands. Rocking forward, sitting back. That's it. Very good. Alrighty, friends. That is our warm-up completed. So grab yourself a drink, have a breather if you need. We're going to pop straight back in for our first round. See you in just a moment. Here we are, friends. Our first round. We have 3 exercises to work through. And we're going to repeat each one 3 times. So it's going to be a circuit. We're going to start with a squat. Then we're going to go to a high knee slash heel kick variation, get our heart rates up a little bit, and we're going to finish off with a static hold on the floor. Now, first movement is going to be the squat. This is where we're going to start. We're going to do 6 of these. So your feet are going to be somewhere around a little bit wider than your hips. It's going to be different for everyone because your hips are made uniquely for you, and that's going to mean they're going to move a little bit differently to me or anyone else. So find that position that's comfortable with you, somewhere a little bit wider than hip width, toes facing slightly outwards, hands come to in front of your chest, and you're going to sit back and stand up. Nice and slow, just getting as low as you can go. So it doesn't matter where that is. It doesn't have to be as low as I can go, just wherever it is for you. That's the way. I like to keep my hands in front of my chest here because it just gives them a job. Anytime we can give our hands a little task to do makes things easier. We don't have to think about it then. All right, one more. Amazing. We're going to stay in the standing position now. We're just going to bring our feet a little bit closer together to do our high knees to heel kicks. So we're going to do all of the movements on one side before swapping. So we're going to go high knee, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to heel kick, 1, 2, 3, just pulling our heel up towards our butt, 5 and 6, and swapping sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well done. Our next movement is a single leg bridge. So we are going to come down to the floor for that one. So making your way down, however feels good for you. Finding that position. Now 2 options here. That is not 2. This is 2. 2 options here for how we do these. First option is you can just hold your legs straight out. So if you're feeling comfortable to hold your leg up here, raising your hips up and just holding this position. Or our second move is you can actually cross your foot across your knee and do it this way if that feels a little bit more comfortable for you. It might be a little bit more challenging. Figure one out that works for you and just go with that. Alrighty, we're going to go for 15 seconds here. So when we're ready, we find our position, we choose whichever one we want, or we swap at some point. You can do that as well. And let's go. Just breathing, driving down through the heel on the standing leg. And coming down. And we're going to swap sides. We're going to do exactly the same thing. Holding that leg up as high as you feel good about. If you're holding your leg up, and we're going. Just breathe. And coming down. Very nice. Well done. Now that is our first set. We've gone through all 3 exercises one time. We have 2 more times to do this. So we're going to jump up to our feet and get ourselves ready for our squat. Making your way to standing. However feels good for you. Bringing our feet to that squat position. Somewhere wider than hip width. Again, you know what squat position feels comfortable for you, so work with that. Toes slightly out. Hands in front of our chest, elbows tucked in, and we're going for 6. Getting as low as you feel good about. Sitting your hips back there. 5. One more. And 6. Very good. Next up is our high knee slash heel kick. So we're going to bring our feet to under our hips here. If you need something to help you balance with this one, totally rock that. So if you want to hold the back of a chair or a wall or something like that, work with where you're at. It's all good. We're going to do 6 high knees and then 6 heel kicks. Use the same starting leg as you did in the first time through. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Swapping sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. And really pulling your leg up at the back here. You don't just want to fling it up. You really want to try and pull and raise it up as high as you can go. We don't want to always rely on momentum to do stuff for us because we don't get the full benefit of a movement when we do that. So just really focusing on raising your leg up as high as you can there. Now we're on the floor, friends. We have our single leg hip bridge. So making our way down, whatever way feels good for you. Come on our back. Now if you did the leg hold up last time and you feel like changing it up, you can definitely go to this crossed knee position here. Let's do that. Let's shake things up. Alrighty, we've got 15 seconds. When you're ready, all set up, let's go. That's it. Coming down, and we're going to swap sides. Do exactly the same thing on this opposite side. And coming down. Nice. If you changed it up, maybe you felt a bit different. Maybe you felt there was one way you preferred over the other. If so, exciting. All good. We've got our last time through of these 3 exercises, friends. So we're going to pop up to our feet. We're going to get ready for our squats. So making your way up in whatever way you prefer to hop up off the ground. Getting your feet ready into that squat position that feels good for you. Somewhere around hip width or a little bit wider. Generally wider. Toes slightly out. Bring our hands in front of our chest. We tuck our elbows. We're going for 6. Nice and slow. We want to control this lowering down and the drive up. One more. Great. We've got our high knee to heel kick now, so bringing our feet together to under our hips, pulling our knee up as high as we can. We're not swinging here, we really want to raise it up. 6, and then 6 heel kicks. Again, pulling our leg up as high as we can at the back, we're not just swinging. 6, swapping sides. 6, 6 heel kicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Amazing. We're back on the floor. We have one more set of hip bridges to do. So making your way down. If you changed it up, did you have a preference? Maybe use your preferred position this time for our last round of this. I preferred the leg cross. Start on the same side as you did the first time. And when we're ready, we're going to have 15 seconds. Just breathing. That's it. Calming down. Swapping sides. That's it. Holding nice and steady. And coming down. Well done, friend. That is our first round down. We have 2 more to work through. So grab yourself a drink, have a breather. We'll be back and ready in just a moment. Hey there, welcome back. This is round number 2. Again, we have 3 exercises to work through, and we're going to repeat that circuit 3 times. We're going to start with diagonal crunches, thank you Blackboard, and then we're going to go to some laying leg tucks, and we're going to finish off with some divers kicks. So a lot of core work, a little bit of back work here, just to change things up a bit. Now, diagonal crunches, we're going to start on our back. As our crunch, so it's only a small movement here. You don't have to really be able to sit right up. We're just going for fingers to knees. That's all we're doing. But what we're going to do is tuck our chin to our collarbones here. This stops ourselves from sitting up using our heads and pulling forward with our necks. So we tuck our chin, we take our right hand, we reach towards our left knee. Woo, diagonal. We're going to alternate 2, 3, we're going to go for 10, 4, 5, reaching for that opposite knee. Only your fingertips have to reach it, even if they can't, just reaching for that opposite leg. That's about 8, 9, and 10. Oh, I don't know, close enough. Numbers don't really matter too much so long as we're moving. So staying on our backs now, we're going to go to our laying leg tucks. Now for these, I do like to take my arms and just bring them under my hips to tilt my lower back a little bit up, because I find it's a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more support there. You're going to straighten your legs out, and what we're going to do is just tuck our knees up towards our chest and then straighten our legs out. You can either hover your heels here or just lay your legs back down on the floor, whatever you feel good about. We're going to go for 6 of these. Just nice and slow. That's it, and that's 6. I'm going to roll over onto our stomachs now for a diver's kick. Adjusting all the things in our pockets. Alrighty. 2 options here. You can either do just kicks with your legs, or you can involve your arms based on how you feel comfortable moving your back. So we're either going to have our arms stretched out, we're going to hover them, and we're going to lift our legs up if we can to get our knees off the floor here. And we're going to go for 15 seconds. We're going to kick our opposites, arms and legs. Divers kicks. Could be how divers kick. Alrighty, 15 seconds. Let's go. Either just your legs or arms and legs. 15 seconds. And coming down. Very good. It doesn't matter if you're in time there, and you don't necessarily want big kicks either, just little pulses. All right, we're back over on our backs, and we're running through the top again. So that was 1 time through our circuit. We're going back over onto our backs for diagonal crunches. So making your way back over onto your back in whatever works for you. Oh, I'm paying out. Get back in there. There we go. Alrighty. Feet are flat on the floor. Again, we're going to tuck our chin here so that we don't pull ourselves up with our necks. Our hands, I'm going to take our right hand, it's going to reach towards our left knee. Fingertips to the knee, that's all we're going for. Swapping sides, reaching for those diagonals. It's 4, we're going for 10. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Hooray! Staying on our backs, we have our leg tucks, so raising our hips up, bracing under our lower back with our hands. You can also add a cushion or anything like that, something that just gives you a little bit of elevation there in your hips. Straighten your legs out. Let's go for 6. 1, nice and slow, nice and controlled. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Legs coming down, making our way over to our fronts because we have divers kicks coming up. So sitting up, however you feel good about doing that, rolling over onto your front. Alrighty. Again, on our fronts, using just your legs for the kicks or raising your chest up and using your arms as well, based on your preference. And we're going for 15 seconds. So when you're ready, we assume the position. Well, we don't presume anything, I guess. And let's go. 15 seconds. Almost there. And relaxing. Whew. That is 2 times through. We have just one more. So we're going to make our way onto our backs. One more time for our diagonal crunches. So coming onto your back, however you feel good about doing that. Laying down, feet are flat on the floor. Remember, we're reaching our right hand for our left knee, left hand for our right knee, or whatever point of your leg you can get to. And we're going to go for 10 alternating. So we tuck our chin to our collarbones. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Bringing our hands to under our lower backs. We have 6 leg tucks coming up. So finding that way that works for you. Again, extending our legs and hovering the heels, or just laying your legs out flat. Either way is fine. Let's go. We're tucking our knees up for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more. Nice and slow, nice and controlled. And 6. Yay. Coming onto our backs, we have divers kicks coming up. Last time this morning for divers kicks, with me at least. You want to do them without me? Amazing. Alrighty. Here we go. Lucky last time. Finding that position that you feel good in for 15 seconds. Let's go. Hovering our chest, lifting our knees up as high off the floor as we can. Almost there. And relaxing. Well done, friend. That is the end of our second round. We have one more to get through. So have a breather, have a sip of water, and I'll see you back here. Here we are, friend. Our last round. Again, we have 3 exercises we're going to work through in a circuit format, meaning one after the other. We're going to start with tricep push-up, work the backs of our arms a little bit. We're going to do a crawl, one of my personal favorite movements, and we're going to do a static tabletop / crab hold, depending on how comfortable you feel about lifting your hips up off the floor. Starting with our tricep push-up. You're going to, there's a couple of options here. You can go from an incline, so if you want to go from like a countertop or something like that to make this easier or more within your ability, definitely do that. You can go from your knees or you can go from your toes. And we're going to work our triceps by bringing our hands close together under our chest. So if you just want to have your thumbs touching, you can go to a diamond if you really want to get advanced. If this is your first time trying it, I would say just bring your hands a little bit to the inside of your shoulder width here. And starting from your knees, starting from your toes, whichever. I'm going to go from my toes, but you work with wherever you're at. And we're going to go for 6 of these. So we come into position, squeeze our butts nice and tight, and we're going for 6. Try and keep a nice even push between both hands. One more. That's it. Amazing. Coming up out of that, we're going to go to our crawl. Now you want to be on your hands and knees for this. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. You're just going to hover your knees up off the floor. Just keep them nice and close. we're going to take a step forward, our opposite steps, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to go backwards, 1, 2, 3, just like that. Well done. Crawls are a challenge, but small steps, it's the key. Small steps. And we're going to finish off with a tabletop / crab hold. So coming to a bit of a casually seated position here. Feet can be about hip width apart, hands around shoulder width, and sat just back behind your hips there. So you're like sitting in a bit of an M position. You can either just lift your hips up off the floor like this, or if you feel like you want to get more of a challenge, see if you can press your hips up to get to level here, but not necessary, just wherever you can work to. So from a crab to a tabletop, yes, just do that. Do the thing. Names are irrelevant. Hold wherever you can get to. 15 seconds, or as close to that as you feel good about. And let's go. Just breathing, doing really well. We're almost there. That's it. And sitting down. Amazing. That is our first time through. We have just 2 more to get through. So again, we're going to come over onto our fronts for our tricep push-ups. Hands as close under your front as you feel comfortable with. So wherever that is for you. Again, you can go from an incline with this, keeping your hands close, like a kitchen counter or back of your couch. You can go from your knees here, or you can go from your toes. Whichever position you're in, we're going to do 6 of them as a maximum. Do as many as you feel though. When you're ready, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. For 6. Nice. Coming onto our hands and knees because we are going to do our crawl. 3 steps forwards, 3 steps backwards. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. We hover our knees and we go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Very nice. And finishing off again, tabletop / crabby hold, getting to wherever it is you can get to, holding your hips up off the floor. Sitting in that casual M position. We're going to do 15 seconds. Let's go. Just getting wherever you can get to, holding as long as you feel comfortable to. So whatever that looks like for you, it's absolutely perfect. That's it. Hips come back down to the floor. Yes, we have just 1 more time to get through. So we're going to come onto our front tricep push-ups from whatever position you feel good about going from. Whether it's an incline, from your knees, from your toes, it's all good. Going maximum of 6, but working with whatever you feel good about. Let's go. One more. That's it. We have our crawls, so we're going to pop onto our hands and knees. 3 steps forwards, 3 steps backwards. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. We hover our knees. Go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Just like that. And we're going to finish off with our tabletop / crabby hold for 15 seconds. Holding our butts up off the floor as high as we can. It's all very technical. Finding that seated M position. Let's go. Hold our butts up. That's the way. Just breathing here. Anytime we're doing a static hold, breathing is really important. You may not be able to do a full breath, just shorter, shallower breaths. It's perfect. And we come down out of that position. And that is it. We are done. Wow. well done. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Hope you were able to challenge yourself a little bit, maybe learn some new things, try some stuff out that you haven't done before. Hope you feel a little bit used, a little bit energized, and I celebrate you, friend, for jumping in and moving your body. We'll be back with another session, live session on Thursday night, 6 p.m. Then we have another session pre-recorded for Saturday. So stay tuned, friends. There's a lot going on. Look forward to seeing you join us. See you later.